Buddy, we're going live. Andy's pussy's still going off. I don't know what's happening. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Amal, and joining me tonight, I have Andy's cat, Mus, Andy himself, Carl, and George, and we are the Monday Blues coming to you with the Baggers versus the GWS Giants preview. Big game. Got a few outs, got a few ins. Let's see how this game goes. Now, before we kick off with the team lineups, we'll quickly go around the grounds and just see how the gentlemen, how the Shabab are doing. Mus, how are you?
Yeah, good. Keen as. Can't wait for a belting.
Wow.
Which way?
Where's Chincotta? Anyway, who's up? Who's next?
Carl, how are you?
Yeah.
What have you got to say? What have you got to say about Musa's intro? Huh? Go.
No comment. Let's keep it PG. No comment. I'm well. George?
I'm well, man. Looking forward to Saturday. Keen as. A bit surprised with the doggies absolutely running ragged against the Saints. Saints are
shit.
Trash. It's just a nothing side. But yeah, keen as, man. Can't wait. Andy?
Good. Keen. That's it. Just good and keen, boys.
Amal?
I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little nervous about this matchup. Truthfully, we've got a few people in the chat. For those watching along, welcome to the Baggers versus the GWS Giants preview. Let us know how your week's been and how you're feeling about the matchup that is coming up this week against the Giants. Shall we kick it off with the team lineups? We'll get straight into it. We'll start with the ins and outs for both teams, starting with Carlton, Lockie Cowan and Lewis Young coming in for Mitch McGovern and Adam Sard. Maddie Kennedy with the 100th game milestone.
Why is Lewis Young getting another game?
Great question. Great.
Well, why is Pitternet still in the team?
Pitternet is the one. Pitternet is the one that I think we want to be talking about. For the backline for Carlton, Lockie Cowan, Jacob Wiedering, Brody Kemp, Zach Williams, Lewis Young, Nick Newman going up against the forward line of Brent Daniels, Jake Riccardi, Toby Bedford, Toby Green, Jesse Hogan, and Callum Brown. Midfield for Carlton, Ollie Hollins, Paddy Cripps, Blake Akers, following Mark Pitternet with his couch in the centre of the ground, Sam Walsh, George Hewitt. Midfield for Giants, Jacob, how was it pronounced? Where? Anyone? No.
Weird.
Finn Callahan, Josh Kelly, following Kieran Briggs, Callan Ward, and Tom Green. Forward line for Carlton, Matty Cottrell, Tom DeConning, Elijah Hollins, Charlie Curnow, Harry Mackay, Matty Always going up against the back line of Harry Perriman, Harry Himmelberg, Eden, Lockie Whitfield, Jack Buckley, and Lockie Ash. Interchange for Carlton, Jordan Boyd, Jack Carroll, Orazio Fantasia, Corey Durden, Maddie Kennedy. Interchange for Giants, Xavier O'Halloran, Harvey Thomas, Leek Aaliyah, Aaron Cadman, James Peatling. Emergency for Carlton, Jackson Binns, Alex Chincotta, Hudson O'Keefe. An emergency for the Giants, Nick Haynes, Ryan Angwin, and Max Grzelski. Mike
Wazowski. Jigs.
Well, who do we start with? Lewis Young, or do we start with Pitto?
Pitternet.
Why? Be playing.
Why? Yeah, why? Who's their ruckman?
Who cares?
Braden Pruce is not playing. He's out. He's injured, right? Braden Pruce, or is he?
He's out.
Yeah.
No, he's out.
I don't want to panic, right? I don't hit the panic button yet, but like we were 10-3. I think it was 10-3 last year in the games that TDK and Petto played together. So let's not forget that. But last week didn't fill me with confidence. We'll say that, right? But do we throw the toys out of the cot after one game with that? Do we?
Absolutely.
It's a genuine question.
Yeah. Those in the chat, feel free.
After seeing what he tried to produce last week, it's a bit, sketchy.
I'm just like, the concern for me is that we looked like we lacked a lot of run last week, and we didn't necessarily bring in runners. Like Cowan is okay. not like for facade, but he's a medium-sized defender. I would have liked someone that's going to give a bit more run as well. And Pito, we're probably going to get a bit exposed around the ground. And do we need him? Do we need him for this game? So it's just a valid question. Like last year together, we done pretty well. It was a good record with him, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this week.
The thing is, what's he actually going to bring? Let's say hypothetically he's the best tap ruckman in the league. That's not going to change anything because we're not getting a centre clearance regardless whether winning tap outs or not.
Well, we were last week.
Yeah, but it was still quite even.
Yeah, quick clearances weren't.
It wasn't amazing with him in, so
I
just
that
think
to the weeks before that.
it wasn't that far off.
We were getting smashed in.
No, we're getting smashed in clearances.
So
In the clearances, yes, but
tap
tap outs were on par. Not much change with the tap outs.
Not about tap out. Tap out is tap out, but his ability to tap it
To advantage.
Carlton to advantage exactly
Mm.
is great, but that's it.
Mm.
Like that's all. And do we? Like we're playing GWS here. They're a solid team.
They just run.
So I mean, yeah. Do we take the punt? Well, we have to take the punt now.
And something
You don't
we
know his
spoke
address?
You know what's funny? We haven't questioned any decision for 20 games, but one bad loss like that, and it wasn't even a bad. We lost by under a goal, up by 3 goals, but it wasn't a smashing. It's amazing how, and we said this in our last episode, how a loss just exposes the cracks in the wall, right? And I don't know if Pito is that guy. I think the Conning looked better being the sole ruckman.
With Harry pinch hitting.
Yeah. So,
Let's forget stats for 1 minute. There's a good point, Andy, but let's forget stats. Let's say we walked away and pinched that game 1 by 4 points, kicked a goal, a couple of minutes to go. Would we still be feeling the same way about Pito? Oh, no, I would.
No.
Yeah.
I would.
I'm going to stop the
Because you'd be
conversation
too
there
happy.
because Peter V. Bluebagger just brought up a good point in the chat. He said, I think they want TDK, Curnow, and Harry to take advantage of Sam Taylor being out. Hence, Pito comes in again, but otherwise it's a strange selection. That makes sense because we don't know how to deliver the ball into our forward 50 any other way other than high and long. So maybe, with their shorter backline, are we trying to expose them in height?
Yeah, 100%. That's what the goal is. But they're going to expose us the other way
In speed.
with speed.
Yeah.
And clearances.
So,
And they're clean. They're a clean ball moving team.
The thing about trying to expose them in the back line, our leading runs and patterns are terrible. We spoke about it last week, right? Harry and Charlie sometimes going for the same ball, extra defenders being pulled into the contest. Is it bomb it long because of the lack of quality leads, or the smalls not doing their role really well? Getting separation off the defender, it's key. But we're just relying on Harry and Charlie's talent. Let's just say you put Pito on the ruck and say, hey, TDK, right, go up forward, try and stretch them. If all 2 or 3 of them are going to go for the same ball, it's going to create that same problem, and they're just going to run it out. We're not solving for anything there.
Yeah.
It's a good call out. It's a good call out. Maz made as well. Pito out for many reasons, especially because his inclusion takes away from TDK and Harry's game.
Yeah.
Let's see this week, right? If we start to see impact and a less, Harry and TDK obviously had much, I say poorer games versus the week prior, against Fremantle. But again, like Andy said, it's one loss. This is the selection committee that got us to 4-0 and undefeated. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and see what happens this week. But I just don't want us to, if we go to the same pattern of the bombing it long and just relying on their talent. Like we don't have leading runs and patterns. Like I was watching randomly some highlights of Fev. Love the bloke, but just watching some highlights of the separation he'd get on his defender and just the kicks into space. I know footy's different and forward 50 entries and the way footy's played now is a little bit different, but we turn to each other at games when we see these, like Chera hit up someone on the chest or, a clean, on the mark with a bit of space because it's a rarity. It's almost like a rarity in this team. Charlie has to battle for every ball. Harry has to take contested mark against 3 blokes. It's just, we make it look harder than it probably should be, but keen to see how it pans out.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to be one to watch on Saturday, Arvo. The other one, which I thought was interesting, and George, you called it out earlier in the week in the group chat. You said that don't be surprised if Lockie Cowan comes in instead of Alex Cincotta, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, we saw on Sunday that Alex Cincotta he didn't play the VFL game. He was withdrawn. And I think 99 out of 100 people would have said, yeah, he's been withdrawn because we've had injuries in our backline and he's going to step right in. And that hasn't been the case. He's sitting on the emergency list as we stand at the moment. So is Lockie Cowan, and not only a question for us, but for those watching along, is Lockie Cowan the right selection? Or should we have brought in Alex Cincotta, which we know brings in some pace, similar to sort of Adam Saad and Mitch McGovern?
I think it's untried. I think we just let that one play out, but you got to give him a block. You can't just base it off one game. I don't mind that inclusion, like whatever, but yeah, I just think we can't judge him off this one game. Ultimately, he will be judged off this one game if he has a shocker, or even if he has, goes the other way and has a great game. He's going to get judged off this game. But I think you need to judge a new inclusion over a block of games.
100%. I think you're 100% on the money there.
So, and people are going to say I'm hypocritical because of Pito, but we know what Pito is going to bring. Like Pito didn't surprise us either way, right? So, yeah,
The Roving Goal did.
Yeah,
The thing is, Cowan will get a row of games now. He'll at least play 4 or 5 games. He's not going to just come in for one game and then get taken out.
Yeah.
Well, as
do you
long
think
as Saad's out, yeah.
he's got some big shoes to fill in Adam Saad and Mitch McGovern, who are playing off the halfbacks. But do you think this is the right time for us to be, I guess, testing and trying someone like a Lockie Cowan, or do you think we should have gone with someone like Alex Cincotta, who played in the final series last year?
Well, we don't know if Cincotta's had a good training block. Yeah, we don't know. Like, it might be just having a shit training block. So they're just like, we're not going to reward you.
I would have went Cincotta.
Cowan played well last week. He had a very good game in the VFL.
Yeah.
So it's a rewarding, a good performance and match sharpness. What we talked about last week, the defensive structure. It's important to gel and whatnot. Obviously, this is going to be tested a lot this week, but I've just felt like what is probably lacked there, and it's not like Wiedering is a fantastic leader, but I feel like it's lacked a little bit of leadership with that Doherty brought in that back line, that steadiness, that cool head, that steady head in the back line. I just feel like that's been missing a little bit, but yeah, hopefully they can gel and do well.
Yeah, well, they've gone the opposite way in Lewis Young, and now I know that he's the only option that we had in the back line, but he's far from a steady head. You just know we're not going to be taking any marks in the back line. He's just going to be punching everything, regardless of whether he's got time or not, whether he has anyone on him or not. It's just going to be punched out. So I think, yeah, there's a few things to watch out. Obviously, we're gonna keep an eye on Pito and what he brings to the game this week, and then Lockie Cowan, whether that was the right decision to be making or whether we should have looked at Alex Cincotta. For those
I
in the
want to see
chat,
Jackson Binns.
Jackson Binns would be good. Yeah,
I want to say I'm surprised he hasn't been picked yet.
Is Jackson Binns the new Dow?
At least Dow used to get a game every few weeks. This guy's nothing.
Yeah,
Just
Captain
taking up the
Emergency.
spot. Yeah.
we'll throw the question out to those watching along. Let us know what exactly are you guys going to be looking out for in this week's game. We'll have a look at some of the things you guys want to be looking out for, and I'll throw it to you, George, first. What is one thing you'll be looking out for?
To be honest, how we handle the forward line of Hogan, Cadman, Riccardi, Brown, and Toby Green.
That's a good forward line.
Firing.
That reads, and I'm not counting like Bedford and what's the other bloke that's having a great season? I forgot his name now. The small bloke in the forward line. Forgot his name. Anyway, having a great season. Like their forward line's gelling really well, playing really well. How our defensive structure holds up and plays well, and just a bit of. I just want to see a bit of a cohesive unit down back. Like we know we sort of know what the forward line's going to bring. We're going to rely on Harry and Charlie, and I for one, like I'm probably not going to be fully comfortable until I see Fogg, Martin, and Motlop in that forward line. So we're not going to see that for a month or so, but I'm not going to be fully comfortable with that forward line. I don't think it's going to be our best forward line until that happens, but I just want to see a bit of defensive cohesiveness.
Lou Foligno, how we defend and forward entries is what he'll be looking out for. Andy, what will you be looking out for?
Much like Georgie, our defense.
Defense?
We already leak goals, man. We already struggle with leaking goals over the back. Lose Saad, lose McGovern. You got a newish, Cowan, Lewis Young. We're running thin down back. We're running very, very thin down back. And every week, I'm used to checking out our team, going through our positions, and you don't even have to worry about the defense. It's just that you see the names there, and you know that they're all good. It's just a few holes there now. I'm not it's not a strong opportunity though. Yeah, this is what we always speak about. Next man up. Here's your opportunity. You want a position in this side. You want to play week in, week out. Take your chance. This is your chance. Go for it.
100%.
So looking forward to see what the defense does. Moss?
No more injuries.
Nice.
Bad time to say that. I'll tell you what.
He just cursed us all.
Yeah.
No, I said that last week. Anyway, look it up. Anyway.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what. I know we touched on a little bit earlier about TDK, Pitternet and whatnot, but don't be surprised if you see TDK or Charlie plug a hole in the back line and give some support in the back line starting nice and early. I don't think they'll wait till, we need someone down back towards the tail end of the quarter. I think you'll see TDK or Charlie play that sort of true centre-half back, loose man early on. And then again, see what happens with Pitternet, but yeah.
Is there a need for that though? I mean, they got a pretty mobile forward line. Like they're not the tallest forward line you'll ever see in the competition.
Yeah.
They're all pretty, not short, but
just plugging that hole quick. And just creating that, not ability for them to move around as much. That extra man, I think they need some level-headedness about it. And maybe Charlie's the man. I don't know, but I just think early on we'll play a bit more defensive as opposed to getting the ball out of midfield and just bombing along. I think you'll see a different structure or a different game plan come through this week.
Peter V. Bluebagger, it's more team defense rather than just the back six, especially from half forward and our mids. I couldn't agree more with that. We can't just rely on the back six every single time. Our mids and our wingers need to push back and help out. Carl,
I would disagree with you, Moss.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon if we do that shows we're in panic mode.
Oh, we're definitely in panic mode. I don't know about you.
You can't chuck basically the best forward in the league in the back line.
I just think we're going to do something different. We're not going to just have Charlie and Harry up forward and just go for the long bomb and try. It's got to change. Something's got to change.
Nothing's going to change. What I'm looking forward to most is hopefully Pitternet gets off his recliner, picks his ass up, and starts doing something. Because was talking about the whole game last week. He was just lurking like we spoke about it last week.
Just walking around the centre square, huffing and puffing a bit.
He needs to pick his ass up and start contributing towards the team. Be like George and Andy said, backline. But I also want to say is if Cowan comes in and starts having stellar games, does he stay in the team once these players are ready to come back in?
I mean, you have to.
Well, yeah. Like Voss's messaging and the coaching panel's messaging, if you're no, I don't think no one's undroppable, right? Like in the eyes of the coaching and selection panel, yeah, you're going to say Charlie and Cripps and this, but realistically speaking, everyone's there to do a job and do a job well. So you should reward good performances.
Cowan he's a tough player. He goes in for the ball. I think it's something we lack in the back line, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
We love to get the ball and run with it, whereas he'll crash the pack and try and win you the ball.
Yeah.
So it could work or could not. So that's just want to say.
We are missing Darcy Fogarty. Darcy? Isn't it?
Lockie.
Lockie. Darcy's the other one.
We definitely don't miss Darcy Fogarty after last week.
I actually wouldn't mind Darcy Fogarty.
Lockie Fogarty.
He'd be good.
he's so
for pitting
important
it.
to our team. He's so fucking important, man.
Yeah.
We
Comes with
we
skills.
lack that forward pressure was just non-existent, man. And he proves his worth when he's on the field, and he proves his worth double when he's not. So yeah,
Great.
again, opportunities. Yeah, someone's got to step up and play that role, and it might be Cowan from the back line who just brings that pressure. So hopefully,
Great. Big shout out to everyone engaging in the chat. There's over 40 views. Hit the like button if you haven't yet. George Mus is very negative. I don't like it, says Georgie Cube. So shout out to Oz Atesh for the donation. Thank you, mate. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be at the game this weekend, he
Thanks,
says.
Oz.
So thank you,
mate.
Oz, and come see us on level 2. Can't remember what aisle we are, but we're like
If you see
in the
Mus,
50,
just
but-
give him a hug from
42.
behind.
Kick those Adelaide supporters out of our seats next time.
Yeah, in.
All right, let's get on with the predictions. For those watching along, winning margin. Either way, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to always go for Carlton. We won't block you. Maybe some of you. Winning margin, leading goal kicker, and best on ground. Go, Mus.
Oh no.
Get the worst out of the way first, eh?
Oh no.
I'll tell you what. My heart is saying Baggers all the way, but if I was tipping my life on it, I'll tell you what. We're up for a belting.
Belting.
Yeah, we're up for a belting.
What's a belting?
GWS 55.
Come on.
Can you close Mus's screen? I can't do it from my end.
I'm sorry. If I was tipping like legitimately, I'd go, you know what? Based on form, based on what I've seen, based on you got 8 of your best 22 out. I'm sorry. System, love Voss and the system, but fuck me.
Go on. Finish up.
Yeah.
Best on ground.
GWS
Best on
by
ground.
50.
He's going to say Toby Green.
Absolutely. He's going to kick 10. Nah, probably Newman because he's going to get so much ball. Dick Newman. 35 touches, fucking 10
35.
intercept marks. All the rest of it.
You like ever watch footy?
Oh, jeez.
I hope I'm wrong.
Peter V. Bluebagger, Blues by 6 points. Monique Africano, Carlton win by 10. And Georgie, Carlton by 20. TDK to kick 3. And the Bog is Walsh. Carl.
Oh. Mus.
Be real,
one to
bro.
follow.
Get it off your chest, cuz. Get it off your
mate.
chest.
Look, we're going to win. We're going to win by 7 points. GWS is due for a loss. You know, they got lucky last week against the Saints. They probably should have lost it in the end. But they won. But they're due for a loss. We're going to beat them by 7 points. Charlie's going to kick 6. And Charlie's going to be BOG. You heard it here first. Andy?
I'm with Mus. I don't think it's going to be a belting, but I think it'll be like whoever wins, it's going to go either way. I think it'll be under a goal either way. If we win, it's going to take this will be our best win of, ever. Honestly.
No, it is. Yeah.
With
Hey,
everything that's with all the
Brizzy one was
injuries we
great.
got. I mean, the Brizzy one was great. It's going to take a lot, and I've been like super positive, and I'm not hitting the panic button, right? Like this isn't a panic button for me, but you know what? Nah, fuck it. We're going to win. We're going to win, and we're going to win by 3 goals. We're going to win by 3 goals, and I'll tell you why. Carl said it best. GWS got lucky last week, right? Their run towards the back end of that game seemed to drop off dramatically. And if they take that into this week and we fucking capitalize, and if we kick straight, then we win. And we win 3 goals, I reckon. So yeah, Carlton by 3 goals. I'm gonna say they're gonna like try to destroy Charlie. So I reckon Harry will kick 4. Charlie will still manage to kick 3 because that's what he does.
True.
And best on ground, I'm going Sam Walsh again. I think Sam Walsh is just the greatest footballer of all time.
He's a freak.
Georgie?
Aiden, Carlton,
Okay.
Carlton by 20. Walsh 50 touches and 3 goals. Interesting. Oz, Walsh or Newman to be best on ground. Carlton by 12 points or less. And Omar, this is too depressing, boys. So I'll George, have you gone yet?
Love you, Ames.
Not yet. No, I'll go Carlton by 8 points. I'll back us to turn it around. Carlton by 8. In a bit of a scrap. I will back Harry to have the most with 4. And I'll say Cripps is gonna get the BOG. I reckon. I've just got a feeling they might try and stretch him a little bit down back, send him forward a little bit. He might kick a couple. I'll back for Cripps for 2.
Interesting.
Ooh,
Interesting.
we're gonna win. I'm so confident now. I've just G'd myself up. I'm telling you, we're gonna win. GWS have no chance. We're winning by 6 goals. I'm telling you. GWS are not going to score over 60. Write that down. Whoever, write it down.
Have you seen their forward line, bro?
I don't give a fuck if Gary Ablett was in their forward line. They are not scoring more than 60. Mark my words.
In the first quarter.
Mark them right now.
You've got you got someone backing you in Maz in the chat. I'm so confident too, Andy, and also George. We are winning it too.
Boys, get around them.
This week is either going to be really, really good or it's going to be really, really bad. And really good looks like 6 points and really bad looks like 6 points. I think it's going to be tight. I think it's certainly going to be tight. Best on ground, you just have to go with Walsh. I don't think anyone's going to change or take that away from Walsh. The guy is a freak. I mean, he comes back from back injury and makes 13 tackles like his back is made of bloody iron. It's ridiculous what he was able to do.
Gave him the eye.
He's going to be a late out now.
I reckon it's going to be the opposite. I reckon they're going to really put some time into Harry Mackay, and Charlie might run away with about 5 or 6. But this is going to be another cardiac Carlton special, I reckon. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to it because I know that I'll be going straight to the doctor or the emergency straight after the game.
Don't forget, in our review of the Adelaide game, we pledged if we win by 10 goals, we are giving away a $100 voucher.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're giving away a $100 voucher.
Yeah. And you can forget about that
to the
already.
shop. A mile shout.
No, George's. I was busy that day. Look, it's gonna be a tight game. I hope
it's not. It's not going to be a tight game. We're going to win.
It's going to be tight.
We are going to smash them. No. 9-goal win. Mark my words.
It was 6 a minute ago.
18,
9 now.
6, 9.
12 next.
Fuck it, 10. We're giving away the voucher.
Just quietly, why is the man wearing GWS colours?
True.
What the fuck is going on?
Get him off. Hey, straight out, boys. Honestly, if things go our way and we kick straight, we're winning. And we're winning well. We are winning well.
We'll win.
Yeah, if we kick well and if we play well.
I don't think if we kick straight, we lose. I think it's all about our accuracy. Everyone can talk about our long bombs inside 50. We had 28 scoring shots last week. Not many times when you have 28 scoring shots do you lose a game of football. So if we replicate that but kick straight, and we're going to keep getting these opportunities. Our transition game is great. Our percentage of scoring from inside 50s is great. Statistically, we're great.
Subtle.
We need to
get off to a good start. We can't start off slow like we normally do.
That's massive.
Because if they get off to a great start, I don't know.
Agreed.
We need to stay around that level. Mark will be up by 28 goals in the first quarter.
GWS, they've had we'll call it an easier run in the first month of the season, right? So
they've played no one.
They should look at. They'll be looking at this like this is a test for them. This is a test, So, hopefully the boys start well. That's going to be key. Hit the scoreboard hard and fast early.
Yep.
Keen as.
It's going to be a good game. Hopefully.
10-goal win.
It's been a pleasure, gentlemen.
Quickly, Lou Felino, thank you in the chat. Brent Daniels, that's who I was thinking about. Lou Felino, thank you very much. Bloody, that name was doing my head in the last half an hour. Sorry, Mal.
All good. It's been a pleasure, gentlemen. For those watching along, thank you for joining in once again. It's always a pleasure to have you in the chat. All your comments are appreciated. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel and make sure that you hit that like button. And if you're coming to the game and you see us, stop us and let's have a chat about the game. If you're stressed, we'll stress together. If you're not stressed, speak to Andy. And
hug it out.
Nobody buys George a drink.
No drinks for
Georgie is not allowed to drink.
No drink, George.
Hey, I think it's like, if you look at the comments on the last video, I think everyone knows now. Everyone's like, it's because George drank. I promise you, it's. If you see me near the bar, you know what's going to happen now? There's going to be, my photo is going to be up at bars and Marvel and says, do not serve. Do not serve.
ASIO will be watching, Georgie. ASIO will be watching.
Jesus.
No drinking.
All right, gents.
Not the time, brother.
We will see you. We'll see you all Saturday Arvo at Marvel.
4:30.
Marvel Stadium at 4:30. Until then, it is.
Before we go, no. Before we go, if you're going to Marvel, be loud. Like, go off your head the whole game. We need 50,000 Carlton supporters there, and we need to go off. We need to make it a hostile environment. I say this every week. When Georgie and I went to Brisbane, and we dealt with that hostile environment, it's great. Yeah. So imagine we can replicate that when the interstate clubs come down. So we need to really, really push that. If you're at the game, be loud.
Be naked.
Ideally not. Can't believe I'm saying this. Can't believe I'm saying this 2 weeks in a row, 2 episodes in a row, but please keep your penises in your pants.
All right, I'm ending this. Thanks, guys. Sign off from the Monday Blues.
Wait. Carl, go.
Sick now.